Welcome back to Sassy Pigeon HQ. I'm Beck. This is my 2025 setup. Let's get into it. These are my supplies. I'm starting with some Pigma Microns, a 0.8, and I end up using a 0.4 I think as well. Some Tombos, 673, 452, 703, and 373. And I also use this Crayola marker, which I've named Lawn Green. I don't really know, but I just labeled them so I knew which one I've used before, and when I pick it up again I know it's the same one. I also use 451 and N75 in Tombos. It won't come as a surprise to anyone that I'm using Planning with K stickers for my setup. I'm using the 2025 headers and the Botanical Journal monthly kit. I really love these designs and all the colours. I think they're really bright and fun. I don't end up using this It's the Little Thing sticker in my setup, but I will link them all in the description down below. Oh, I forgot. I also have some 2025 small calendars from Planning with K, and I'll link them below as well. P.S. How cute is this journal? It's the Minty Bear from Sassy Pigeon HQ, believe it or not, and is available in my Etsy shop and is linked down below. Okay, enough preamble. Let's get into it. First things first, I always start with a future log. Every single journal I make, even if it's mid-year, I will put in a future log. A future log is so important to me because my journal's not set up for the whole year. I need a space to write down any dates or important events that are coming up that I need to keep track of. This includes anything from annual leave, birthdays, school holidays, appointments, all the things that you need to know when they're coming up. I would 100% be lost without this spread, and I recommend it to anyone who hasn't tried it. I put the monthly header stickers from the Botanical Journal kit across the top of the page, and I'm adding in the mini calendars underneath. These are all going to be in columns that are 4 centimeters across or 8 grid spaces. Look away now. If you don't want to see some stickers, get the old chop. I know some people don't love it when you cut stickers, but I'm doing it. I'm very happy to cut up stickers, don't care. Anywho, these are going across the bottom as added decoration, and each coloured circle will match the same colour as the monthly header that is across the top of the page. I like how it kind of ties the page in together without me having to rule like a box around the whole outside, and I just think it looks cute. And who needs more reason than that to do anything? Not this guy. I'm going to add some more stickers now. These little journals, sometimes you've just got to find the right little spot on the sticker sheet where the sticker will peel off properly. I don't know why, but I put this one in directly straight, and it's not even like that on the sticker sheet. And then after I put in this other one, I decided that this one looks stupid. So I've gone back and peeled it back up, which is awesome about these stickers. They come off pretty easily, especially on this paper, and I just repositioned it. I'm placing these stickers across the page here just to create a little bit of division. I usually like to keep the birthdays separate from the rest of the events and things that are happening each month. So the birthdays will go underneath these in those little sections, and then all the other events will go above. I have a pretty big family, so that's why I need so much room at the bottom for birthdays. Just going in now with my trusty ruler, because I prefer a ruled line over a hand-drawn line, with the 0.8 Pigma Micron, and I'm going to make the columns. There will be a gap in between all of these columns you'll see, and that is 1 space wide. And through the magic that is editing, you don't have to watch me rule all of these lines. Some of them, but not all of them. I sometimes find it hard to tell what footage to leave in terms of what you find satisfying and what is boring. When I edit these, I think I get a bit bored, so I tend to cut out a bit more than is maybe necessary. But if you have any feedback, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Just finishing off the spread now, adding some more of these half circles at the bottom. Again, the colour matches the header at the top, and it also matches the journal in the centre. I like matching the colour because it helps my brain make sense of what's happening, whereas if I mix up the colours too much, it just gets too busy for me to cope with. Here is a fast forward view of me setting up the next spread of the last 6 months of 2025, and I also added at the bottom there the 2025 sticker as a final finishing touch. When I'm setting up a new journal, I make a list of all the spreads that I want at the start, and I put it onto post-it notes, and then I nominate pages with those post-it notes for what is going to go where, so I can adjust my order if I feel the need to, and that's the post-it note that you just saw. I'm adding in these little side washi strips from Planning Case stickers. They're so cute and so pretty, and I was just really happy to have this kit and to be using it for this journal setup. I think it's so special when you have a blank book and some things that make you happy, like stickers for me, and you just create something that's super useful and functional and fun and really satisfying. I think that's one thing I get a lot from this, is a lot of satisfaction. I've just shown you there some stickers that I made with my silhouette. I just printed out some fonts and headers that I thought I might need for this setup and cut them out. And now I'm using my ruler to help me work out the spacing for this header at the top. I find when I'm just going in with a sticker, sometimes it can be hard to line them up properly. So I've just added it to the ruler so I can really make sure that the spacing is how I want it to look. I'm going to go in again with my 08 Pigma Micron. For some reason I keep forgetting what they're called. My Pigma Micron, and I'm going to add a line at the top. I think it's just going to add a little bit of grounding for the header at the top there, so it's not just floating around hanging foul, and it will tie it into the rest of the spread with this other line that I've put in across the middle and at the bottom. And who doesn't love a good lid? I mean, honestly guys, we all love a good lid, surely. Next, I'm bringing back those stickers and adding in a goal header and an action steps header for each one of these sections. I'm really excited this year to be planning in quarterly goals and not yearly goals, really hoping it's going to help me keep an eye on the prize, and using this space to write down action steps, I'm hoping it's going to keep me a little bit more accountable and make sure that I'm just moving forward with my goals and making progress no matter how small. And I'm looking forward to focusing on one goal at a time. Next up, I've got a spread dedicated to Sassy Pigeon HQ. I've done a similar spread a few times and it's always monochrome, so this one will be no different. I'm going to go in with my logo across the top, and I've got a few different washi tapes that I could use that are going to fit with this plan. So I've just chosen 2 of those, the black and white grid washi tapes, and I'll use them to add some decoration at the top and the bottom. I'm not sure how much I'll use this, to be honest, and I'm wondering if I should actually just start a whole journal for Sassy Pigeon HQ. A lot of my planning for my business come down to to-do lists, and it might just be easier to keep a running to-do list and notes and things like that all in one place. This bit of washi tape was kind of pissing me off, so I just decided to get rid of it. Although in this video then I go and do a similar thing with the white washi tape, and apparently that was okay. Although that must have pissed me off later too, because when I look at my journal now, it's a lot shorter and that white washi tape is nowhere near as close to the header as it was in this video. I'm just going to go in now with some more of those stickers that I cut with my silhouette, starting with a goal section, and then I'm going to do a sales section at the bottom. I'm using the monthly headers on the small calendar sheet that I didn't use earlier in my future log setup to make space for each of the months, where I'm just going to keep a final tally of how many journals I sold in a month. And I'm looking forward to be able to compare this to 2024, because I kept a similar thing last year, except it was more like a year in pixels kind of tracker where I kept a track of daily sales. So I just want to compare the sales across the year. I think it'll be really interesting. And if I move this to a journal on its own, I would just keep these all year after year, page after page, so it's really easy to compare them. The goal section at the top is not going to have anything else added to it. At this point in time, it's nearly the end of January, and I still don't even know what my goals for the year for my business are. I'm not sure that I really have any. I will have to put some thought into that. On the right side of the spread, I'm doing a section for content. I have no idea how I'm going to use this yet, because last year I wasn't great with producing any content until like November. So I may use it for content ideas or just even tracking workflow when making YouTube videos. Monochrome spread is all done, and we're over to the next page. I'm going to create here a year in review. I love these pages. I love being able to zoom out and just see my year as a whole, see the most significant things that happened, see the things that we got through, see the exciting events and milestones that we achieved or our family achieved. Really love these spreads. If you haven't tried one, 100% recommend. Using some more of those circle stickers, I did not cut them this time, and I'm going to go in with my year in review header that I made. You'll notice when I put in stickers, if I'm not 100% sure of where they're going, I don't flatten them out. I just kind of sit them on the page, and then it's really easy to pick them up and move them where you want them. Just adding a grid now. These boxes are 4 centimeters by 4 centimeters, or 8 grid spaces by 8 grid spaces. I'm just going to go in also and add the name of each month in each box, and then this spread is finished. I love this spread. It's my favourite one to look back on. This next page I'm actually going to use for two different things. So I'm going to get one of these header stickers from the Planning with Kay Botanical Journal monthly kit and separate the page. The top part is going to be my, what I call just keep swimming goals. And last year was the first time that I included something like this, and I found it really helpful. It's just a place where I keep track of all of these tasks that I'll do every month for the whole year, hopefully. It'll include things like worming my dog, decluttering a space, deep cleaning a space, my favourite, cleaning out and washing my cars, because cars with kids get gross. But also fun things like date night and family adventure, things like that. So this is where I like to keep track of those. I've made more headers for these spreads with my silhouette. And this bottom section is for quality time, as you can see. I had this goal last year where I wanted to invite friends or family over for dinner once a month. It started off strong, but it didn't quite pan out. I injured my back, blah, blah, blah. And it was just no longer a priority. So I'm going to keep that in there this time, but it might not be necessarily inviting people over for dinner. It might just be spending time with people, quality time, but really intentionally. So I've just made a space where I can keep track of that, and each month, if we manage to do it, I'll write it in there and I'll be able to look back over the year and see who we've managed to spend time with. And it also means that I can spread it out and I can clearly see that I've spent time with these people, but not with these people. So let's spread the love and send an invite their way. I'm just going to take a second to apologize for the lighting in this video, or more, should I say, the camera settings. I think I changed something in my camera without really meaning to, and you'll notice that the screen goes dark when my hands are not in the shot, and then when my hands are in the shot, the page lightens up, and I have no idea what I did. So annoying. I'm really hoping I can fix it before I film my February video because I'm pretty sure my January one is the same. Enough of the public service announcement. Back to journaling. Here is Tombow 451, and I'm just going to highlight every second line in this tracker to make it easier to see what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. You know the drill. Okay, so this is the final touch for this spread. I'm really happy with how it looks, super cute. Can't wait to fill it in. And we're on to the next page. So for this page, I'm going to be doing a adventure ideas spread. I have included one of these in all of my journals, and this year will be no exception. It's just a place where I like to keep room for brainstorms for a few different things. So the first section that I'm colouring in here now with the Tombow is going to be for date night ideas. And I just like to keep a place where I can write down like restaurants we want to try or things we want to do, places we want to go, so that when we do have the opportunity to have a date night, we have some options available when we inevitably can't think of anything on the spot. Or on the flip side, also things that we can pre-plan and work towards and make sure that we're checking off things that we really want to do. Sometimes it'll also happen that in the year beforehand, we had things on this list that we didn't achieve or we didn't get to do, and I will just move them across to this list. It's not exhaustive. We don't have to do all these things. They're just ideas that we can use. So yeah, that first top one on the left is for date nights. The one I'm rolling up right now, I'm not going to colour in, but that's going to be for in-home fun. I like to have ideas for the kids in the family that we can do at home that don't cost a lot of money. For example, right now on my list in that box, I have got just a family movie day where we might just watch movies and snuggle and just enjoy slothing about the house together. The bottom left-hand box on this section is going to be for family fun. And again, I will transfer anything that we had on this list last year to move across to this year if we didn't get it done. Right now, I've got on this list having a beach day, which we've actually already done this year. And also, I want to take the kids out for frozen yogurt, which is not something you easily come by in Australia. So there is a place nearby that we can take the kids just for something a little bit fun and a bit different. When I'm putting this header in at the top, I decided it looks a bit plain and a bit boring, so I'm going to try and find some ways to liven it up a little bit. I didn't love how the title looked across the decorative banner stickers that Planning with Kay has, so instead I've decided to add a journal at either end of the title. And this definitely brightens it up. It looks a little bit better, but I'm still not quite happy with it. So I'm going to grab a Tombow or two and just add some colour behind the headers as well. And that does the trick, makes me happy and satisfied with how the header looks. Happy days. I will also put in headers for each of the 4 boxes down below, which I've made the same way as I made the rest of them. But the 4th box, it's always kind of like an alternate in each of these spreads. Each year it's different. Last year I think it was for vacation ideas or like camping spots. This year I've actually just put in an action step sticker because I don't think I really thought this through and I hadn't made a sticker for this box specifically. And seeing as though I don't really have a solid plan for what it's going to be, I thought I'll just stick this sticker in here because it will help make action steps for the adventures that we want to go on. But it'll also mean that if I find a use for this box, I will just take the sticker off and relabel it. And that's the beauty of bullet journaling, 100% customizable for what you need, including when you don't know what you need. Over to the next page now, and just like the Just Keep Swimming and the Quality Time goals, this page is also going to have 2 uses. I'm just going to go in with these little open journal stickers, which I think is really cute, and I'm going to add some colour with the Tombows at the top and the bottom, and then I'm going to add the headers. So the bottom section is going to be for gift ideas, so self-explanatory. I will keep notes and lists here of things I think of for other people throughout the year for birthdays and Christmas. I always find this spread really handy, although I am thoughtful of what I put in there because I don't want little eyes to find it and to spoil anything. And then the top is going to be for wish list, and this is for me. I don't normally want many things. I'm not a spender. I don't shop. I mean, I could just write stationery and stickers here and that would be enough for me. But if I do think of anything throughout the year that I'd love to have, I put it here and then I will get that for my birthday or Christmas, etc. And if there are things on my wish list from last year that I still want, I'll bring them across. And currently on my wish list is a bird bath. I'd love to have a little spot for water in my yard that animals, birds, bugs, bees, whatever, can come and grab a drink, especially when it's hot in summer because it's Australia. Ugh, it's hot. Flipping the page to the next spread, and this one is for financial goals. I'm sure it will change, but at the time I was not excited about financial goals at all, so I couldn't bring myself to decorate it. But ironically, I'm quite satisfied with how clean and crisp it looks being a monotone spread. And I actually lose a lot of footage here, so okkies. But I have a section on each side for the goals and then for the action steps for those goals. These action step spaces is where I'll keep little trackers and I'll colour in boxes or whatever when we've saved an amount of money towards a certain goal. Over on the right hand side, I'm going to track 2 things. Firstly, there on the bottom of the page is going to be the hours that I've worked. I have a contracted amount of hours, and when I'm not injured, I can work extra hours. So I like to be able to see that as an overview, how many hours that I have worked. And then the top section there that I'm just greying in with a Tombow now is going to be for extra savings. So how much money I've generated from working those extra hours. And my husband also has the opportunity sometimes to do overtime. So that's where we can track the money that we have saved outside of our normal budgeted savings. Even though sometimes some of your savings does get spent on those bigger purchases or those luxuries for yourself, it is nice to be able to look back and see that you did save extra money than you had planned to and what you've put it towards. And you don't always need a bank balance necessarily to be able to show you that you've achieved that. 2 spreads left, guys. We can do it. You're actual champions if you're still here. This spread was inspired by Jashi Corinne, her Then and Again page. I'm using a decorative header sticker from Planning with Kay, and then I will sit my title sticker across the top of it. I'm really interested to see what this looks like at the start of the year versus the end of the year, and it's just where you have a list of things that you compare. So in my list of things, there's going to be favourite food, listening to, currently reading, favourite TV show, recently tried, looking forward to, feeling accomplished, biggest life problem, work capacity, and nervous about. My work capacity is relating to my back injury, but I'm sick of talking about it, so we'll move on. And the rest of them, I think, were mostly things that came from Jashi Corinne's example. I'm not sure why I included listening to, because the only thing I listen to are audiobooks, which will come under currently reading, so I could have changed that for something else. And I just added some decoration at the bottom, and that's this page finished. Time for the flip through now, and I will show you the last spread at the end because I didn't actually set it up on camera. First up, the future log with space for events and then space for birthdays with the 2025 sticker at the bottom, which I really loved finishing off with. I've got space for my quarterly goals with each goal and action step for each quarter of the year. My Sassy Pigeon HQ spread for tracking all things business. Next up is the year in review page and my Just Keep Swimming goals and my quality time. I'm really excited to see this all filled in at the end of the year. Like I said, this one is one of my favorites. We've got the adventure ideas spread, the wish list and the gift ideas spread. This will be a little hub of handy info that I refer back to quite often. We've got our financial goal spread. Ugh, boring, but it's there. And my then and again spread. So I'm just going to pause here for a second and show you one spread that I did not set up on camera, and that's my content consumption page. I love tracking what I read and watch, and this has just got some ripped up Harry Potter books on the sides and some stickers around the edges. I think it's so cute. That cat in a hat is my absolute favorite. But that is it for my setup for 2025. We've made it to the end, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.